Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there we have a very vibrant sun card. This is health, this is wealth, this is success, this is a real confidence and a real pride in what we're accomplishing. This is a real, a real knowledge of self, yeah. And I think that it is this connection with your true self that you're able to kind of navigate the future that's coming your way. Okay, now we're going to put this card into some context because there's more cards to look at, right? So let's do that now. Let's use our Dove and Serpent spread. We've got the Lover's energy. For some of you, this is really the discovery of your true love. Now, when I say that, it could be a romantic situation with another person, obviously. But when I say true love, that could be an idea. It could be a purpose. It could be a destiny. It could be a path. It could be a cause. It could be literally anything that you feel is kind of illuminating your entire being. It's activating every part of you, right? And this is something that we know for certain. This is something that has no doubt about it, okay? And it could be a romantic relationship. I don't want to exclude that as a possibility, but see, here we see something that might be along the lines of a, if not a career, but a purpose, a path, an avocation, a type of work or commitment, or something that's going to be, you're going to be building something in the physical environment. Okay. And gosh, a lot of really good major arcana cards today. We end with the Eon, Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, whatever it is that you are going to be committing to is going to really open up possibilities for the future, okay? The future is really kind of unlimited here. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Whoa. That card really wants to be heard. So we'll do our mystery card here, Mr. Dao Yin Yang Duck right there on top. We're going to take this card for what it's worth as well. That's a Four of Wands that forced its way out of the pack. But the mystery card we're not going to look at until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. All right. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, or you have a hunch or a feeling, put that prediction down in the comments. Yeah, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. I think it will be good for us to practice that together. Let's make this more interactive. Yeah. So right away, the Four of Wands, I think, is very important that it kind of comes out when it does, because now we're balancing out this fire energy. We had too much will. We had too much activity. We had too much influence on the situation, right? And so it's kind of telling us, hey, back off a little bit, right? Let's balance that out. Let's not feel like we have to get our hands into everything. Let's not feel that everything is a problem for us to solve, right? So we've got two fire cards. We also have these two water cards, right? We're aspiring toward a Six of Cups. Let's not settle for a Four. Right? So this is kind of telling us, let's go the other way. Let's take that Four. Let's go after our Six. Let's go after the best gosh darn life we can. Pardon my language. So we have the balancing of that water energy too. And the same thing happens with the earth energy. Okay? We understand the process of creation on the physical plane, so let's implement that understanding and let's build this thing. Yeah, let's build according to the plans, the blueprints that we're being given, but we have to transcend those. See, the Hierophant is in the position of the obstacle. It's kind of the false crown here. We wouldn't expect there to be another card on top of that. This is kind of like we're operating under the umbrella of a higher authority, but we have to transcend that. And I think that really is talking about you innovating. Don't just do what everybody else has done, right? Push the envelope. Right? Go through this fiery doorway into the unknown, which is where you're really going to shine, where you're going to really innovate and do something no one else has done before. Yeah. So we've got a nice balance of cards here. This is really cool to me. The one that kind of stands out is the Hanged Man, because we've got these two cards are partnered up, these two cards are partnered up, and then it kind of leaves us with the Hanged Man that doesn't really have a partner here, right, at the dance. But what I think that this is, in a lot of ways, I think this is us kind of reluctant to take action, right? I feel like a lot of us are in a difficult position right now where we feel like this is not something open to us. I feel like we're kind of immersed in this this kind of a passive energy. It's almost that we're kind of suspended. Maybe you're waiting for something to finalize before you feel like you can really pursue your kind of your soul desires. Yeah. I feel like there is something that is that we kind of have to suffer through before we can begin. Now, maybe this is an official separation or divorce. Maybe this is you officially kind of leaving the company that you're in, but you're waiting for something to end, I think. For some of you, it could be an illness that you might have been suffering lately. But I think that this is where we are at now, and this is a little bit of that kind of suffering that we might be enduring, right? And so this is saying that, look, while we're waiting for whatever this is, we're not doing nothing. We're preparing ourselves internally for all of this adventure that is going to come. Yeah. Let's maybe talk about the Sun card to begin. Now, I think someone in your family is known for their alcohol consumption. I feel like that's for me. I feel this one thread. Now, sometimes these details come in as threads of light that we can kind of choose to go down if we want to. We don't have to. I like to do it just for whoever that information is meant for, but I feel like there's kind of a history in your family, and I feel like you really have been focusing a lot on breaking away from that kind of family tradition. You know, it's kind of like we are that kind of a history, a family history, stops with you. Yeah, and with the Hanged Man, I kind of feel like there's an association there. That if this is true for you, the Hanged Man is a situation that we have to pull ourselves out of. Okay, but the Sun card generally, I think, is you've got a head for success. You're someone that is very positive. You're someone that's very. I think you're very cheerful. I think you're very optimistic. Usually, I think, are periods where we fall a little bit into the Hanged Man stuff. But I think generally you're a very positive person, very optimistic. And I think you really have done the work to know yourself. Yeah. I think you're looking at your life in a kind of big picture way, like every quality you have, everything that you've done, every aspect of you, every belief, every kind of path that you're on is not all you are. Right, so you're thinking of all of these rays of light, and each one is just one aspect of who you are, because you are this full, complete, radiant sun, and each of these interests or activities, you might be you might be a student, but at the same time, you also really love to cook. You might identify with your spiritual practice or your religion, but at the same time, you are restoring a classic car in your garage on the weekend. So there's a lot of different aspects of you. There's a lot of different things that go into who you are. And I think that the more I think you've been spending a lot more time alone, and this has really brought you to this realization. Now, there is the kind of need for us to hoist ourselves out of this situation and look toward the improvement. See, we've got the Hanged Man, but we've got a Four of Cups. We've got ultimately the Six of Cups. So I kind of feel like we're climbing in a way. We're climbing out of this situation. Now, I think for some of you, there's going to be a younger male energy that comes into your life. And I don't know if that has anything to do with this Lover's card. Okay. It's not necessarily gender specific, but I am feeling a kind of masculine energy here. And I feel like they are a little bit younger than you, but I feel as if they either have this... Now, it could be someone that you're interviewing with as you move into this new kind of career path or this new company that you're kind of applying to. But I feel like you've discovered what it is you really want to do in your life. And now it's a matter of putting things into place to make that happen. Now, what we don't have in this reading is any swords cards. We don't have really any air energy at all, okay? And I think that is good, but also has its challenges. Like, I think we need to kind of sit down and really plan this thing. And thankfully, the Lover's card is Gemini energy, so there's some air here. And I think that with the discovery of our true passion, our true love, we have to kind of map out a plan of how we're going to go about it. You understand how to make things work, but we need a little bit of a step-by-step. And I think the Four of Wands is really giving us some of that too, because we understand that what we're trying to do, this relationship, this family life, this the larger picture of your life, what you want, for yourself, what this true love is, it kind of comes in stages. There are milestones along the way. Yeah. And I feel like we have to understand those, and we have to always be aspiring to more. With the Four of Cups there in the future, I feel like sometimes good enough is good enough. Okay? But what is being advised here, I think, is don't settle. Right? Four of Cups says, yeah, it's just good enough to be safe, stable, comfortable. I could see myself here for a while. No, let's not leave it at that. Let's not settle for just good enough, right? Let's aspire to the sixth, I was going to say the Three of Cups internally, finding its counterpart in a Three of Cups externally. Let's get a really kind of perfect match here. And I think that this is you really uniting with your purpose and the way that it's really going to feel. If you kind of have to jerry-rig something, you put some duct tape around it, it's good enough, it'll work. But it's not like a perfect fit. It's not like two perfect pieces that just come together and they just fit together like they've been machined to precision. Yeah. But with the Six of Cups, we feel that. And we know that this is absolutely perfect, right? So this card is saying, aspire higher. Set your sights for the absolute best, perfect, harmony that you can imagine, whether it's a romantic thing or more of a career, business, financial kind of, life path that we're trying to unfold. Okay. Someone in your family, I think, passed recently with some kind of lung issues, and you have my condolences for that. I wonder if that might be part of this Hanged Man stuff, that we're kind of dealing with a lot of these, a lot of grief in the family, it feels like, and with that comes this feeling, this 5-4 of Wands that we have here, and the Five of Wands is our need for control. Yeah. We feel like there has to be something that we can do, and when there isn't, we kind of spiral sometimes because we just feel like if we don't have, if we lose control over this major situation, then it's kind of like it takes all of our power away, right? And we have to kind of not let it do that. There are a lot of things in life that we cannot control, that we cannot even influence, that the Stoics would say that we shouldn't even really be upset by, right? And I think that's kind of impossible to do sometimes, but I think the point there is that we have to be okay with those things that we can't control, that we can't influence, that are not within our sphere of influence. Yeah. So I think that's why the Four of Wands kind of popped out of the tarot pack, because there are things in your life that you wish were different, but you cannot control. Okay? So the Four of Wands is saying, let's settle. Let's be okay. Let's settle down, right? We kind of have the four here in the future position, but that's a four we don't want. This is a four we kind of do want. Because the five is kind of it's too active, it's too coercive, right? The four is kind of saying, let's back off a little bit, let's stabilize ourselves, and let's be stable and safe and secure in ourselves. Let's realize that we are okay, even though there's all these things going on around us that we cannot control, that we can't do anything about, right? We have to honor our feelings. So if we are feeling this kind of grief, if there was a loss of someone in your family recently, we have to honor those feelings. But at the same time, we have to not let those that reality keep us down or knock us down completely, okay? Because that's something that's out of your hands. I feel like you were able to talk to this person before they passed. I don't think you were there in the room, but I think you were able to like make the phone call, or that you were able to kind of, to have a conversation with them in some capacity. So I feel like you did everything you could to kind of, to let them know that you were there and that you loved them and that you were going to miss them. But there was nothing that you could have done to prevent their passing. Okay? And I feel like they would want you to know that. Yeah. Now, let's talk about what it is that you're going to, what is it that's coming your way? Again, I feel like there's a younger masculine type of energy that you're going to be encountering very soon. I think the next 3 weeks. And this person's either going to have that, it's either going to be that romantic interest, or it's going to be that opportunity for that career, that job, that creative path that you want to embark upon. It's really going to be, I think, it's going to be your way in the door of something, right? Now we're going to switch over to the path of the serpent. As I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And leave me some comments. Let me know where in the world you're watching from, okay? I appreciate all of you very, very much. So I've got to talk softer. My voice is getting a little hoarse. The Three of Pentacles now is your general energy. So now I think when you encounter this person who kind of, in a way, is a catalyst for this new path that you're on, this path that really is the orbit of your star, right? Of your sun, of yourself, of your spirit, of your life, okay? And it could be manifesting in a business, a career, a creative outlet, an avocation, a community organization. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be all of these things, okay? But what that meeting that person is really going to, I think, kind of like activate your awareness. And we've got the Three of Pentacles, which says you understand the process of creation on the physical plane. You know how to make this work. You know how this doorway, really, the entrance into this world is going to, over time, again, step-by-step milestones, the entrance into this world is going to allow you to build the life that you want, the life that you've dreamed of, to build your Six of Cups life. Yeah. And you understand how all of that is going to come together. You understand kind of the law of cause and effect. You know, you can kind of see how, I had this encounter with this person, and that sets off a chain of events that if you remain in harmony with that chain of events, you will be able to manifest your absolute very best dream life, right? Your Six of Cups feeling will be there. So this is the kind of the cooperation. This is saying, well, in order for this to happen, I need this, this, and this to happen first, and then we can kind of see, well, what's going to happen after that, and we can set up this whole kind of, this whole timeline sort of thing. Yeah. And what this really is saying is that we have this understanding. We know kind of how things are going to work in this kind of, it feels like a very practical, mechanical kind of way. I don't know if you do something with your hands, or if part of your dream life is to have some sort of a creative business where you are, creating things, building things with your hands to then sell or donate or something like that. I feel like you work with your hands, or you have before. Okay, so now in the environment, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Now, if we said in 3 months you're going to be, or 3 weeks you're going to be encountering this person that's going to set off this kind of chain of events, I think then 3 months from now, you'll have the opportunity to really start the production line. You know what I mean? Like start really, really doing the work there. And I am kind of leaning toward the creative or business or the construction side of things more so than the romantic, even though we had that Lover's card, right? For some of you, it is going to be a romantic thing, and that could really be just one detail in the whole bigger picture, yeah. But the Nine of Pentacles here, this is the visible sign of progress. This is you able to see that your actions are having results. Yeah, this card's all about gain. This is all about resources coming in, and you're putting those resources to good use. You're kind of whatever you're earning, you're reinvesting. Yeah. Whatever you have your hands in, you're coming out the other side with something, kind of visible to show people. Yeah. There's something being produced through all of this effort. And I think it's an actual product, but I also think it is like success. It's the revenue coming in that you're able to then put back into the business, and things just keep working. There's this rhythm to everything that I'm feeling. Yeah. So the Nine of Pentacles in the environment is saying, hey, it's time to really focus on that work. And for the next few months, it's going to be really doing what you can, putting in all of this effort, all of this time and energy and resources to get to that point where you see kind of a finished product, where you see something coming out the other side of the assembly line. Okay. And I think that the idea is, in the meantime, you can't be discouraged, right? If you're not seeing the visible signs of progress right away, you're not going to give up, right? Because this is something that you do have control over. We have that Five of Wands. You have control over how much effort you put into this, and I think it's going to be directly proportional. The effort you put in is the result that you're going to get out. Okay, and now the next card is the Hierophant. We see that the Hierophant is kind of the higher authority here, and I almost wonder if some of you are part of your kind of perfect life, this kind of dream life, this true love situation, is maybe opening up a franchise business or doing something where there is kind of there's already an established order to it. I'm feeling like this is something that there's already kind of a blueprint set up. Yeah, and it's just a matter of you putting in all of this effort, and if you follow the plan, then you're going to get something out of it, right? Then it's going to be a success. And this could be really talking about the kind of the financial or the business side of things, but there's still the creative, there's still the romantic, there's still the financial stuff, there's still the spiritual stuff, there's the bigger picture, right? So we're not trying to limit it to just, this is a business that you're starting. I think that might be part of it, yeah. But the Hierophant here, this is something that you're going to have the opportunity to transcend. So this is that kind of established order. You're doing things by the book. You're doing things the way you've been taught. But then there is the need then for the student to kind of surpass the master here. Okay? And that's why I think we've got these two cards together with the Eon card at the end there. I think you really are making a name for yourself. You have this opportunity now to do something that kind of breaks away from tradition, that does something completely innovative. And the difficulty, I think, is going against the authority. It's almost as if you kind of have to break the rules, right? I also, Spirit wants me to mention the shoulder pain. I don't know if you or someone close to you has been having a lot of shoulder pain lately. But that's, again, one of these details that come through just to confirm some of the energy, to validate some of the energy that we're in right now. Okay. The Eon card. Judgment, rebirth, reawakening, baptism by fire. It's kind of like Spirit's alarm clock. And this is kind of like the trumpets are blowing in your face and Spirit saying, hey, this is your time to do this really kind of out of this world thing. Should you choose, should you choose to accept it. It's very tempting to stay in that Hierophant energy. This could be the end of the path there, and I think that would be extraordinarily successful. You would still have your Six of Cups. You would still be seeing all this progress and the success. It'd be a nice kind of rhythmic thing. There'd be a nice cycle to things, and it would be a lot of work, but it'd really be paying off. But then there's also this idea of kind of innovating, of breaking new ground, of transcending any of the limitations that might be in this kind of pre-established, order, right? So this is up to you. You're being called to action here. This is that fiery doorway that says you're going to have to probably burn some bridges if you go through with this decision coming down the line. I think probably in between 6 and 9 months from now. I think you're going to see a lot of this cyclic rhythm kind of progress happening, and there's going to be this opportunity to do something completely off the wall, because something that everybody's going to look at you like you're nuts, something that no one else has done before, and this is kind of a big decision. It's I don't know what it could be, introducing a new product or finding a new way to do things, or just really kind of, this is really like taking a chance on your future. This is kind of putting all of your energy into one thing because you believe in it, and this is going to change not only your life, but change the world if you choose to take this risk. And it is a risk, and I think it is going to be difficult. And I think that you're going to have to, like I said, kind of burn some bridges, but I also think you're going to have to leave behind a lot of the safety and security that we've started to feel now in this new life that we're in. Yeah. And that's why I think it's tempting with that Hierophant energy. It's tempting to just kind of stay here because this creates some stability and some security here. And we're almost like saying, okay, I'm going to throw all that behind me and I'm going to do this new thing. But this really could change the course of history here. Okay, so this is it's going to be a very important decision, and I think you still have some time yet before this arrives. Let's do one thing at a time. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's look at the mystery card, though. I want to see if this is going to clear anything up. What I kind of would like to see is an Empress card here that we can kind of partner up with the Hanged Man. Yeah. Or what we could say is that the Hanged Man and the Eon card, they're dancing partners, but that leaves the Hierophant that needs someone. And maybe the Hierophant needs the High Priestess as their dancing partner, right? Because then we kind of see that the activation of this fire is really a big, big difference from this, the kind of the baptism by water here, the kind of immersion that we might be feeling with this Hanged Man. So it's really now this inaction and this really kind of complete opposite extreme action here. So maybe this is going to be the High Priestess to match up with our Hierophant. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. So I'd either like to see the Empress or the High Priestess here. Okay. Well, let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got an Ace of Pentacles. This is very good. To me, this is well, first thing that comes to mind is like seed money. You know, that this is the opportunity. You are being given this gift now to take this. It's kind of like take this ball and run with it. But it's up to you what you're going to do with it, right? So I think when we're talking about this chance encounter with this, I think, younger masculine energy that's going to set off this chain of events, we're also talking about at the end there with that Eon card transcending the Hierophant, it's going to be the ball's in your court, right? But you're being gifted this opportunity to take this magic, to take this life, to take this soul, take this awareness, take this sun, right? It still kind of has that wheel, the disc, right? To take this and do with it what you will. And there's no limit here except your own imagination, your own courage. Yeah. I like this very much. I really do. Now, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's either in the corner here or down below in the video description. New readings for Aquarius every Thursday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, but I'm here every day. Come on back tomorrow. All right. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know how you're doing. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.